Meredith Vieira and I are back, and we are joined by James Braly, the talented performer and writer of Life in a Marital Institution, which Meredith's production company is producing. Very good. You're in the producing business.
I'm lucky to have him.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Well, James, you wrote a one-man show. Tell us about it.
It's called Life in a Marital Institution, 20 Years of Monogamy in One Terrifying Hour. And that's pretty much the show. The basic show is a guy falls in love with a woman, marries her after he finds out that she's very unusual. She becomes increasingly unusual, weird even, and perhaps a normal guy might leave her. But
the setting is a hospice?
Yeah, not the normal setting for comedy.
How hilarious is that? Wait,
Dark comedy.
Okay. I believe you could do that kind of thing.
It can
Because
happen.
his sister is dying at the same time. So.
That's right, that's right. And I tell her that I love her, and she says, well, you know, how much? You want to trade places with me? And I say, well, then that would mean you'd have to trade places with me. You'd have to be in my marriage. And she says, I'd rather die. Which says something about the chemistry of the man and the woman.
Is this based on your real marriage? Are you married?
It is based on my real marriage. And I use that as the starting point.
I see.
So,
and you wrote this show yourself?
I did. I wrote it and developed it over
Well, how did you find
years.
each other?
Amy Rapp, who works with me in my production company, called me and said, there is this fantastic monologist, James Braly. I think you would love him. Sent me a tape of him doing his show, and it had been off-Broadway and been very successful. And I just loved his sensibility. I loved, it's very dark, but it's very funny as well, and there's something very touching about it and endearing, and I trusted Amy's instincts. I said, I'd love to get into bed, quote-unquote, with this man.
Down, girl.
And his marriage made mine look really good. So
that's one
so
of the
a little bit of that.
of the show.
Exactly.
The director, Hal Brooks, said the goal of the show is when the lights go up, people look at each other and say, you know, I thought it was bad, but we have it so good.
That's really good. So I was going to ask you for some marital tips, because you know I just got married. But now that sounds like it was worse than anything that I could
learn from it.
You do learn from it, and some people's beat is happy marriage, and that's great. You know, I happen to be in a high conflict, challenging marriage, and decided to report on it honestly.
So you have no tips. Do you have any tips for me?
Well, you have it already. Humor, I think, is my #1 tip
I
in a
think
marriage.
it's absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Absence?
I'm never there.
Or
I'm never
abstinence.
home. I do 2 shows a day. I never see him.
He's
That's
not
the
here?
secret.
Didn't he used to come and sit here? When you
No,
did
no more. No. No.
He's gone, so, and that's why I'm here.
Now you're here. I mean,
And then on the road touring the show
my
about
friend
the marriage.
Taffy says that she and her boyfriend or husband, whatever he is, they spend quality time apart. And that is the key to the city. Thank you, James, very much, and for doing this.
Thank you so